All right, how's it going? Jesse here with my co-founder from Pebble. Kevin, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Awesome. So in this video, we're gonna rank the top five land investing CRM platforms out there. Um, there's a ton out there, and we're gonna jump right into a full review, some of the pros and the cons. Now, we're gonna sort of judge these on a few criterias. Number one, the simplicity of use and design. So, is the platform intuitive? Is it straightforward? It's the platform that you actually use that's going to actually bring value to your business. Also, the other thing is, how fitting is this for the land investing space? There's a lot of interesting things that we do that generic CRMs don't really get into. So we're going to look at features specifically tailored for land investing. Now, full disclosure here before we even start, yes, we are the ones building Pebble. Shocker, right? So we built the thing and obviously we're fans, but this isn't about, bashing anyone else. There's actually some really good tools out there that other people are using. And we've talked to literally Kevin, right? Like hundreds of
Hundreds.
land investors in the few years that we've been running Pebble. And we're in a really unique position because we're not pushing an education or a specific methodology. So we do hear all about it. So we've seen what works. We've seen what hasn't. We've jumped into many platforms as well ourselves. We've used many for our land investing businesses as well. So if you're running deals, if you're just getting started, you're deep in spreadsheets, there's something in this list for you. We're going to go through them right now, starting from bottom to the top here. We've got Airtable. So Airtable is flexible. It's easy to start with. It's really perfect for those DIYers who love customizing and again just wants to get started. And one of the great things about Airtable is it's a very affordable entry point for a lot of new investors.
Yeah, and because of that flexibility, some of the cons are that it is basically up to you to set it up how your business operates. So it requires a lot of that manual setup. It doesn't have things that are part of a traditional CRM platform like automations and communications. That's sort of, you have to manage that outside. So, really better for organizing leads than actually managing a deal. But for people starting out, this can be a great tool, very affordable.
Yeah. So this is for someone who's new, a bit budget conscious land investor who wants something simple, to just kind of keep organized, sort of like a spreadsheet. All right, let's head over to number four, Kevin.
Yeah. So at number four, we have Go High Level. Now, you may not have heard that term before, but you probably heard of the offshoots of that. Basically, platforms that are built on top of Go High Level. So these include applications like REI Reply, Stride, HiveMind,
Lead boss.
Lead Boss. There's a whole host of them that are all basically the same product. They're just a white labeled version of Go High Level. Now, Go High Level is a generic CRM. It's built just for any business that needs to manage customers, from a plumber to a shampoo salesperson to a land investor. So, because of that, it's very, very flexible because it's built to handle all of these different types of businesses, and it's got lots and lots of automations. So it's pretty full featured in what it offers. It's also great for those tech savvy users who really want control over their workflows. And because it's used by so many businesses and by so many different types of businesses, there's a huge ecosystem, right? There's a lot of plugins and a lot of ways to modify things to get it to work in different ways, and so it's very widely supported by a lot of individuals.
Yeah, and that sort of bleeds into some of the cons here. It's really sort of quite bloated for land investors. You won't use a lot of the features, which ends up being very confusing and difficult to navigate, which is one of the things we've heard. There's definitely issues with the speed that we've heard before of Go High Level. The other big thing here, and you're going to see these first three, although it doesn't fully meet our criteria, it's not really land specific. Now, some may white label it to be land specific. They'll include some templates, some follow ups, and whatnot. But other than that, this is a contact focused system. This is not revolving around properties. When we're looking at land, right? Acquiring, doing something with that land, offloading that land, the common denominator is not the contact, it's the property. So you're sort of jigging the platform to work. And so, really, Go high level is really good for somebody who's just getting started, who wants to tinker a few things, wants to do some automatic follow up. This is who Go High Level is great for. All right, so we'll jump over to number three, Follow Up Boss. This is a super polished platform. It's been recently acquired by Zillow. Um, it's excellent for lead tracking and communication. I think it's out of the three that we mentioned here, this is probably the best one for automated follow-ups. It's got a clean interface. It's dependable. It's quick. It's a really robust system. We've seen it sort of grow up in the last 10, 15 years. And that's sort of some of the pluses of using something like Follow Up Boss.
Yeah, and now Follow Up Boss was built not for property investors like a typical land investor, but for agents. So these are real estate agents who are showing homes, selling homes. And so a lot of the features around it are really focused on that type of user. So not specific to land investors. So you may find that it doesn't have some of those things built into it. But certainly, it's built around properties in some sense, and that they're agents that use it. So in that case, it does work well. But there is no property management, no things like mapping or advanced due diligence tools to help you, do that land centric business. But if all you want is follow ups and good communications, then Follow Up Boss can be a great tool.
Yeah.
So it's really best for those house flippers, agents, or small teams, mainly who want a simple follow up, focused follow up tool, and it's not really built for that full operational control of a business.
All right, let's come to the number two spot here.
Yeah, so we have Investment Dominator. Now, this is the first option that was really built for land investing specifically. It's really great because it's quick to set up. This was actually built by Jack Bosch and his program. So it is built around that business model and the business model that he teaches through his program. So certainly, if you've gone through that education, it's very quick to set up. It works out of the box. You sign up, you have mailers, you have parcels, contracts, sort of everything is ready to go. So it's a solid way to start closing your first deals very quickly.
Yeah, and I think that's again like the pros of Investment Dominator can lead itself to its cons as well because it becomes a little bit rigid around the land profit generator methodology. Now, the methodology is typically you're making an offer through letters or a neutral letter where you don't make an offer. Pretty straightforward. So you can sort of get started. It's not super flexible in like changing the documents itself, but again, I think it's great for getting started. It's a little bit of a older UI. There's no automation sort of built into the tool, so I sort of look at it as it's great for getting your mailing out, getting that motion started because nothing starts in land without getting your mailing out there or your marketing out there. And it can field some of those leads and you can track some of those properties. So it's best, I think, for somebody who's beginning and following the Jack Bosch system. Anybody who wants something very prescriptive, step by step platform, this is a great platform for that. All right. So, no surprise, right? On number one here, we have Pebble. So a few things here. This is a land first system. Everything revolves around the properties. This is what really makes Pebble unique. And you'll see that as you're operating inside of the land business, everything comes back to the property. Whether you are working on acquiring that property, whether you are, working on some entitlements, subdividing, whether you are marketing and offloading that property, everything gets tracked against the property. So this is a platform that runs your entire business from marketing, follow up, due diligence, documents, mapping tools. It's all built specifically for land. There's powerful automations and integrations for scaling. There's great hands on. I think one of the things that we typically hear with other platforms is support. This is something that gets like muted for a lot of people when they're choosing a platform, but support is huge for us. So hands on support, weekly live trainings, live chat as well. If you just see on our channel here on YouTube the constant updates that we share with you guys on a monthly basis. Kevin, you want to cover some of the cons here?
Yeah, so Pebble, we built it as a platform for land investors because we are land investors. But with that, it is a lot, right? It is a platform that is going to cover really your whole business. So it's going to manage your mailings, it's going to track leads, do follow ups, really a full land investing tool. Um, and therefore it's going to take some time to learn. So it's going to take some time to get used to, sort of understand how it works and how to work that into your business. And also make sure that it works for you. You know, it's very flexible in the way that you can work deals. And so it's just has a bit of a learning curve there. It's really best suited for teams doing that consistent deal flow, doing lots and lots of deals, and it's really that has that power to scale up quickly.
Yeah, for sure. So this is again for serious land investing teams or growing teams that are ready to grow their land business or scale their business. Those that want a platform to bring and centralize the entire team. All right. So to summarize again, from five to number one, we have Airtable, great for DIYers. We have Go High Level for people who want automations and follow ups, but don't mind sort of the customization and tinkering you have to get into. Follow Up Boss, more or less for smaller land teams that just want a communication follow up and that is solidly built. Investment Dominator, perfect for beginners, especially if you're doing the offer letter or neutral letter or a letter of intent for basic mailing and then keeping track of those leads. And then, of course, we have number one for serious land investing teams ready to scale, really an all in one land operational platform with a CRM built in to help you focus on your property. All right, that covers it. So that's our take on the top five land investing CRMs for 2025. Whether you're just getting started or building a team, pick a tool that fits where you're at. And hey, if you want to see what cooking over here at Pebble, come hang out with us. We'll show you what a land first system really looks like.